Hey, what is going on, guys? This is DK back at you with another video here to break down the three-game NBA main slate. Only three games, but still have good size contest here, 100K to first, so that is good to see. We do have some news to go over, still some news kind of up in the air for these games as well, which we will talk about. But yeah, if you guys are looking for more content, you can check out Tails, linked in the description. I do premium content for both daily fantasy sports as well as for player props. Been on a massive heater for player props recently. And yeah, for NBA DFS, I do streams every single day before lock, really kind of hammering home game theory. So if you guys are interested in that, link is down below. Also, make sure to check out EPICK Fantasy. You can use the code DK for 100% match up to $50, but a lot of different ways you can play. They have tournament mode, 50-50 mode, where you're playing against other people. So how it works is you're building out slips of player props, you're entering them into contests, and then you're playing against other people. It's kind of similar to our original Draftkings Pick 6. They also have, Pick 'em versus Fade 'em, where you can go in and, just enter like a normal Pick 'em lineup, Pick 'em card, or you can act as, the book and fade these entries. So, something that I'll do is I'll scroll through these and see which ones I think are minus EV and then go ahead and fade them. So definitely recommend it, guys. And if you do sign up, use that code DK. It does help support the channel. All right, so let's review last night. This is my main slate lineup last night. So yeah, basically I was not fading Jenkins and Paul Reed. They both absolutely smashed. A lot of blowouts though. The Milwaukee Charlotte game blew out. That hurt. I faded chalk Ryan Rollins, and the reason I did is I really like Cole Anthony as a leverage play, but he shot 2 of 13, man. I was like, are you kidding me? So that had me in tilt mode for sure. Wembanyama smash, but yeah, overall did not cash in tournaments. The late slate surprisingly did. It was a weird late slate. Again, I had a lot of exposure to the Atlanta-Sacramento game. That game was a massive blowout. But yeah, still somehow cash here, even with Dunn, who got in massive foul trouble, James Harden, and Sabonis. So I woke up and I was a little bit surprised that I cashed in tournaments for the late slate. But yes, that was a recap of last night. So let's talk through this slate. So for Toronto, you got CMB and Mamuklashvili both questionable. So I'm assuming at least one of these guys plays. And the reason is that Jonathan Mobo is with the G League. If he was called up, I would say that there would be a chance that one or both these guys sit. But since Mobo is with the G League, like he would have acted as the backup 5 if both these guys were out, then I think at least one of these guys do play. Mamuklashvili missed last game. CMB filled in, basically played the backup 5 minutes, played a little bit alongside Pirtle too. But yeah, looking at the top end guys here, Scotty Barnes also tilts me. I had him that last slate. He was smashing, and then 3 fouls in 3 minutes in the second half, lost huge minutes. Also picked up a quick 5th foul as well. So yeah, that had me on tilt mode for sure. But Scotty, in my opinion, is the guy with the high ceiling on this team. Reasonable price point there. Ingram and Barrett, pretty similar at 7.7 and 7.1 respectively. The price point has come up on Emmanuel quickly. He's 6.9K. Still viable though. Jamal Shed basically playing the non-quickly minutes. You did see some overlap, a good amount of overlap actually 2 games ago, but that was when they played more small ball. And Jakob Poeltl himself, 5.5K, played 30 minutes last game. I don't think he's on a limit anymore. Was pacing for a little bit more if the game would have stayed competitive. So I like him here at this salary. I think he's a pretty good point per dollar option. Then yeah, keep an eye on CMB and Mamuklashvili there. Not much else here for Toronto. So for Cleveland, we just got the news, right? Mitchell and Mobley both in. They rested yesterday. Garland and Tyson missed last game. They're out again. Max Strus is still out, and Alonzo sitting on a back-to-back. So my expectation for the starting lineup here is going to be Donovan Mitchell at the point, Sam Merrill at the 2, Hunter at the 3, Mobley, and then Jared Allen. Off the bench, you're going to see more run for CPJ. He'll be, the backup point guard. He had a huge game last game. Obviously, can't expect 52 fantasy points again, but yeah, he again will back up. He'll play the backup point there. You'll see Nance play the backup 5, Wade play the backup 4, and then probably a little bit of a Proctor is my guess in the rotation there. But yeah, for Cleveland, Mobley 8.6, Donovan Mitchell 9.5. Have interest in both. I think factoring in salary, I slightly prefer Mobley to Mitchell, but both those spend ups are in play. DeAndre Hunter and Jared Allen are both fine. I was pretty tilted about the minutes for DeAndre Hunter last game. Only played 28 minutes. I also had his over assist. He had 8 potential assists. I had his over 2.5 assists. He had 8 potential assists. He finished with 2 assists, and he had 2 assists stack corrected away. So that was the one miss that I had yesterday for straight props. Jared Allen, again, reasonable there at 6'4", but his ceiling goes way down playing alongside Mobley. Merrill feels priced right. And then I like Craig Porter Jr. for value, 3.3K. Going to have a bigger role here without Tyson and without Lonzo Ball. So he stands out as a good value play. Atlanta, I don't think we have the injury report yet, but I am expecting Kristaps Porzingis to sit here. Let me just double check, make sure we don't have this news yet. No. So I'm expecting Kristaps Porzingis to sit. So I think Okongwu will start. Jalen Johnson has sat the last two back-to-backs, but I think he plays here. He only played 24 minutes last night in a massive blowout, so I think that Jalen Johnson will play. So expecting the starting lineup to be Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, and then Okongwu. So yeah, with that being said, Jalen Johnson, 8-3. I like him quite a bit here. This is a game I definitely want some exposure to. He feels underpriced for his role. He was on pace for a huge game last game, played no fourth quarter minutes. So love the ceiling there on Jalen Johnson. Dyson Daniels is reasonable. He's a guy that can contribute in a lot of different ways. Right now, he is the primary ball handler with Trae Young out. Okongwu at 6.2K. Expect him to start. Expect him to play, around that 30-minute mark. Makes him a pretty good point per dollar play. Nickeil Alexander-Walker at 6K, I think is a reasonable option. Ricochet at 5-1. The minutes have been a little bit better for him in competitive games. He's playable. Off the bench, I think it's a little bit tougher to get to these guys. Guys like Keaton Wallace, Vit Krejci, Luke Kennard, I think is reasonable. Mo Gay should play the backup 5. I think he's an interesting value play at 4.1, again, with Porzingis out. For the Jazz, so no Hendricks, no Slow-Mo. You do have Kevin Love back. So Kevin Love missed last game, and you saw a lot of Filipowski at the 5. He basically backed up Nurk and overlapped a little bit, but expecting him to mainly play the 4, which definitely lowers his floor. When Filipowski plays the 5, he's a different player, so expect him to mainly play the 4 here. But yeah, looking at the top-end guys, Lauri Markkanen at 8.1K, leading the team in usage, the guy with the highest ceiling. No issue with him. Keontae George, pretty tilted about that, too. I had him last slate. Massive foul trouble for no reason. He picked up his 5th foul right at the start of the third quarter. How is it even possible, man? I had 3 guys. I was close to the cash that slate. That was a couple of games ago. I had Scotty Barnes, who missed a majority of the second half. Keontae George missed a majority of the second half. And I had Andrew Nemhard, who lost the last 5 minutes of the first half due to foul trouble. So, if it's not injuries, it's random foul trouble that I'm getting for DFS. But yeah, so expect him to be back in the mid-30s minute range here for Keontae George. Solid option. My boy Yusuf Nurkic played 31 minutes last game. With Kevin Love back, I think the minutes are a little bit less secure, but still good point per minute. And really hasn't been shooting the ball the best, 2 of 8, 2 of 11. But, if he can actually make some shots, the ceiling's pretty high on Nurkic here. Let's see, what else? Collier, 5-3, coming off the bench. I think he's a little bit tougher to get to. Obviously, he had the outlier game last game, but that was with random massive foul trouble due to Keontae George. So, I think I'm okay not having Collier here. Ace Bailey at 4.8K has played 28 and 26 minutes over the last couple games. He stands out as a pretty good value. I think he will start once again. Filipowski's fine, but again, I expect him to mainly play the 4. I think he'll be a bit over-owned by the box score watchers. Steve Mikhailuk minutes, kind of all over the place. I don't know if I love that. And then the back end of the rotation is hard to predict. I think Kevin Love will play some backup 5. Will he play all the backup 5? Maybe not. A couple of games ago when Kevin Love was active, he played 17 minutes, but you did see Filipowski close at the 5 that game. Guys again, Bryce Sensabaugh, Walter Clayton, it's just really hard to predict this back-end Jazz rotation. For the Pacers, so no Mathurin, no Jackson, no Toppin. So you're going to see Siakam, Nemhard, and Naismith start. The other 2 starters are up in the air. Last game, they went to Tony Bradley and JRE. The game before, it was Jarris Walker and Isaiah Jackson. So in typical Pacers fashion, you just don't know what's going to happen with the front court. So keep an eye on the starting lineup. The starting 5 could literally be anyone. It could be Isaiah Jackson. They could start Jay Huff. They could start Tony Bradley. I would not be surprised of any of that. They could start JRE again. They could start Jarris Walker again. Ben Shepherd could start. There's so many different ways that the Pacers can go with the other 2 starters. So keep an eye on that for sure. But top end guys, Siakam at 9.7K was pacing for 40 minutes last game. Him and Naismith were pacing for huge minutes last game before the blowout. But still like the ceiling on him. You guys know my thoughts on Andrew Nemhard. The Faders got bailed last game once again. 3 straight blowouts. Blowout here, lost huge minutes. Blowout here, lost huge minutes. And blowout plus random massive foul trouble for no reason. Lost 5 minutes in the first half. So once again, sites across the industry are under projecting Andrew Nembhard's minutes. I think he's going to play 35 plus here if we can maybe get a competitive game. So you guys knew how high I was in Nembhard yesterday. Let me see. Where is the current projected ownership on Nembhard right now? Yeah, man. Like he's projecting for not a ton of ownership once again. So I absolutely love him again here. Maybe for once the Pacers can actually keep being competitive so we can play normal minutes. Naismith, again, 6.1, was pacing for like 38 minutes last game. I think he's reasonable. I think the Pacers really just going to lean on Siakam, Nembhard, and Naismith. The rest of this team, I have no idea, man. Jarris Walker, I think, is too pricey unless he starts. The front court minutes, I mean, I have absolutely no idea what they're going to do. Isaiah Jackson, good point per minute, but who knows? I guess he's the guy I feel the best about of the front court guys, but I don't know. Like JRE played 22 minutes last game. I mean, you're probably going to see a little bit of Cody Martin in the rotation. TJ McConnell, something to note here. He played 11 minutes in his first game back. The Pacers tend to do this with guys returning from injury where they will play them only the first half, and then he DNP'd the second half. And I think that could happen again. I already took over his fantasy score at 9.5 on Prize Picks first half for that reason. So there's definitely a chance that McConnell only plays the first half once again. I'll personally be staying away from him for DFS purposes. I'm worried that will happen again. And yeah, so keep an eye on that starting lineup, but it's really hard to predict front court minutes right now for Indiana. And finally, Phoenix. So no Jalen Green. This is a back-to-back, so there's definitely a chance that Mark Williams sits here. If Mark Williams sits, I think that they start Oso, and then Nick Richards will back him up. But Nick Richards has been seeing some rotation minutes. There's a chance they could start Richards. It's definitely possible. But top end guys, I mean, I love the upside in Booker here. He's playing like high 30s minutes in competitive game, reasonable price point. So yeah, I like Booker a good amount. We saw that massive game from Grayson Allen a couple games ago. He's been playing pretty well, but bit of an outlier. He's up to almost 7K. I think it's tough to get to Grayson Allen there. Mark Williams, if he plays, I like him, but I kind of lean that he sits right now. The wings, Brooks and Royce O'Neal feel priced right. The minutes are down on Colin Gillespie, so a little bit tough to get to him. Like Ryan Dunn's been coming off the bench, and the minutes are down on him. So interested in the front court here. We got Oso at 3-1, Richards at 3-2. So Richards is the better point per minute guy of the two, but I think that Oso starts. But either way, I think those two should play a majority of the center minutes if Mark Williams gets put out. There's a chance that Malawach could play a little bit. Actually, let me see if he's with the G League or not. I'm actually curious. Hold on. Is Malawach? Oh, we don't have it yet because it's a back-to-back. But if Mark Williams gets ruled out, there's a chance that Malawach could play a little bit. It's definitely possible. So, yeah, guys, that's where we're at right now. But that's going to do it for the video. Again, if you guys are looking for more content, check out Tails. Link to the description. Would appreciate that. Other than that, good luck. And we'll see you guys all back here in the next video.